The Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have joined the war in the Middle East, conducting a series of strikes on Israel this weekend. The Houthis are one of the most powerful and important members of Iran's axis of resistance. But this marks the first time since the U.S. and Israel began their airstrikes on Iran just over a month ago that the Houthis have entered the fighting. The situation's been vastly different with another powerful Iranian-backed group, Hezbollah, in Lebanon. Full-scale fighting between Hezbollah and Israel has been non-stop since the start of the war with Iran, and Israel has now launched an expanding ground invasion of southern Lebanon. Vast portions of Lebanon's south are starting to look like the destruction seen previously in Gaza, something top Israeli government ministers have actually publicly called for. Israeli strikes in and around the Lebanese capital of Beirut are also leaving massive destruction. At least 1,189 people have died in Lebanon, according to the health ministry, including at least 122 children. Yesterday, 3 Lebanese journalists were killed in an airstrike, one of whom had been on air with a live report moments prior. The Israeli military claims that one of the journalists was a, quote, terrorist with Hezbollah, but like they used to do in Gaza, they have provided no evidence to say that that's true. 51 health workers in Lebanon have been killed so far this month, the second deadliest month for health workers in Lebanon since October of 2023. More than 1 million people in Lebanon have fled their homes, according to official figures. That includes a significant portion of the population in the south and almost the entire population south of the Litani River. Israel's defense minister announced on Tuesday that the Israeli military is now occupying Lebanon south of the Litani River in order to create what he calls a, quote, security zone and defensive buffer inside Lebanon. Israel has destroyed at least 5 bridges over the Litani River. It's razed neighborhoods and homes and established or reinforced several military bases. The situation doesn't appear to be calming down at all. Israel's defense minister threatened to, quote, escalate and expand military operations inside Lebanon. I'm joined now by Fawaz Gerges, professor of international relations at the London School of Economics. He specializes in international relations in the Middle East. He's the author of many books, including The Great Betrayal, The Struggle for Freedom and Democracy in the Middle East. Faraz, my old friend, Fawaz, good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Thanks for having me, Ali. It's really my pleasure.
Let's talk about what's going on in Lebanon. It's flying under the radar because we're mostly preoccupied with the Israeli and American strikes on Iran and the strikes coming out of Iran. Lebanon is in the middle of this whole mess. Lebanon is in not great great condition politically to start with. What's the situation?
Catastrophic. You have a catastrophic humanitarian situation. The figures you just listed, Ali, more than 1 million men displaced by Israel's blanket evacuation orders, which according to human rights and the United Nations could be considered a war crime. The Lebanese population is 6 million people. More than 1,200 people have been killed and almost 3,000 injured, including at least 120 children. The population of Iran is 92 million. And the figures actually, you have similar figures killed and injured in Lebanon to Iran's numbers as well. So it tells you about the catastrophe that has befallen Lebanon in the past 4 weeks, including, as you said, more than 40 medical workers, journalists. Really, you can summarize Israel's strategy in Lebanon in 2 words: collective punishment. What Israel is trying to do is to punish the entire population, to exert pressure not just on Hezbollah, but to exert pressure on the Lebanese government and basically bring about state collapse in Lebanon.
Which, by the way, wouldn't be too hard to achieve right now. Let's just describe for people who are unfamiliar with it. Lebanon has a government that is not Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a big part of the government, but the government operates very separately. Israel's fight seems to be with Hezbollah at this point, but a lot of southern Lebanon, people who live there, whether under Hezbollah's control or otherwise, are being affected and in many cases killed as a result of this.
Oh, absolutely. I think what we need to understand is that since really the 1990s, Hezbollah has emerged as a parallel government to the Lebanese government. It's not just a paramilitary organization. Hezbollah is also a social and political movement, and it's deeply embedded within the Shiite community, Shiite Muslim as opposed to Sunni Muslims, but it has a broader support among Sunni Lebanese and Christian Lebanese as well. And it participated, it basically, during the Israel-Hamas war, Hezbollah basically tried to show solidarity with Hamas. And basically it fired, some missiles on Israel. And then the war lasted for 13 months between Israel and Hezbollah. And there was a ceasefire in 2024. Just to give your viewers a glimpse of what happened in the past 15 months after the ceasefire had been signed. Israel attacked Lebanon on an almost daily basis. Israel killed more than 500 Lebanese after it signed the ceasefire and injured more than 1,000. It violated Lebanese sovereignty on a daily basis. And in fact, according to Israeli officials, they were really waiting for the moment to basically launch another invasion of Lebanon and try to destroy the remnants of Hezbollah, because Hezbollah's capabilities were degraded in the 13 months war between Israel and Hezbollah, but Hezbollah remains a major potent force. So the Lebanese government feels that it's really pressed between Hezbollah, which basically has taken action into its own hands, and basically Israel's collective punishment of the Lebanese. And the Lebanese president, Joseph Aoun, basically initiated a diplomatic idea about talking directly with Israel, the first time ever a Lebanese president basically put on the table a diplomatic initiative by his willingness to talk to Israel. Of course, Israel wants the Lebanese government to talk under fire. It wants to occupy southern Lebanon and force the Lebanese government to surrender and basically confront Hezbollah. The Lebanese government does not have the capabilities, the military capabilities, to take on Hezbollah, and taking on Hezbollah could trigger civil strife, because Hezbollah is not a paramilitary organization. Hezbollah is deeply embedded within the social, political, and religious environment of Lebanon. So Israel now seems to have a green light, because everyone is focusing on Iran, and President Trump has given Israel a green light to do whatever it wants in Lebanon.
Yes, generally we would expect the American president to say this is a sovereign country. You can't actually just incidentally decide to occupy it, but that is not happening right now. Fawaz, thank you very much. Fawaz Gerges is a professor of international relations at the London School of Economics. He's the author of many books, including The Great Betrayal.